Hello, everybody. You are on the very first, Groomed in 5 with my friend Brian May.
Welcome to being the first.
We are kind of experimenting with this little idea that we can come in the middle of the week and field any comments, make any corrections, that kind of thing. Just take 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, and just kind of, like I said, just kind of go through some things and make sure that we're on the same page. And we do get some comments now and then, and I kind of want to jump right into this, Brian. We talked last week about the whole idea that the accountability that a lot of pastors say they have, people around them that will tell them the truth, is really just a culture of enablement. And we kind of went through the idea that those people don't have real people in their lives that are going to tell them the truth. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't sin as much. They wouldn't be caught in these awful scandals that are going on. If way back in the day somebody had the guts enough to say, "Hey, I see this," like the Bible says, the little foxes are the ones that spoil the vine, right? Yep. So when those little foxes are at work at the beginning, if somebody was just able to call that stuff out, and that person responded to it in a godly way, then we probably wouldn't have these big messes. So the response I got back, because we did call some people out, and I'm going to call them out again. I called out Aaron Qualls Campbell. I called out Kevin Ramsby and Brian Dunn and Kevin Kringle. I didn't know if I used his name last time, but he's one of them. Jeremy DeWert, Rick Lormer, and Rod Whitlock. We talked about these people that, we all know they know because they were behind closed doors. They were the ones that she was talking about when she said, Jeannie Mayo, when she said, I had people around me that kept me accountable. They were the people those people were in the room. These weren't casual people that were in her ministry for a short period of time. These were people that she would say from the pulpit, I have these people in my life to hold me accountable. Well, okay, so Gary Hoyt, Rick Lormer, Rod, Aaron, all you guys, somebody reached out to me and said they know you, and this person knows you, most of you, and she said, you know what? To me, it seems like they're swimming in the pool of neutrality. That they just want to like swim in this pool of neutrality. They're not going one way or the other. They're not condemning her behavior, which is unbelievable. And they're not endorsing her either. And so it's this like safe place that they get to stay in that they can't be held accountable. And I'm just sorry, I'm not gonna let you do that, because I was your friend. I know all of you, and I worked with most of you, and I know So Brian, what's your take on that?
Well, a thought just ran through my head, Mike. If I told you that I didn't care who won the World Series this time around, you'd probably reach through that screen and slap me, right? Because we both know when it comes to the Yankees, you and I cannot be neutral, right?
Oh, right. Right. Go Dodgers. Go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers. Dave Roberts. Yeah. And so, all kidding aside, there are definitely some things you can be neutral in. This is not one of them. I mean, if you're talking about a situation where someone has, where there's credible evidence that someone has been a part of at least the cover up of someone being abused, whether that's sexual abuse or spiritual abuse or bullying or those kinds of things, there are only two sides to that coin, right? You are either for the perpetrator or you are for the victim. You don't get to choose the middle ground. You just don't.
Absolutely. And those people, to my knowledge, and we're extending the invitation to you, because if I'm wrong and you have come out and you have went one way or the other, then come on this podcast and tell us why you defend Jeannie Mayo. Tell us why you think she's a credible woman of God, right. And we'll debate the facts. I'll show you the letters that I have. I'll give you some of the things that I can say, that some of the victims, I can't say everything, but I can say some things that the victims themselves have said. And I also know that some of those things. So let's debate that, but you won't because
Right.
you're cowards. So you won't come on here and defend her. So why don't you, you know, finally have the guts enough to say no? Some of her actions were you know horrible, and I'm coming against those things for the victims. For the victims, this one person that reached out to me said she reached out to one of them after this girl who worked for Jeannie got on her Facebook page. And I actually talked to this girl. I talked to her myself, and we had a long talk about some of the things that she saw that Jeannie did. And then she went about a year and a half later and endorsed Jeannie.
Yeah.
And I know she got it from me. I didn't go on her Facebook page and do it publicly, but I went behind closed doors and I talked to her. This has got to stop. Like, this has got to stop. You can't endorse this woman knowing what you know. And if you do, you're going to get called out. You're just going to get called out. And I'm going to call you out, and other people will too. So I just think we need to be really clear on that.
I I agree, and I just want to dial back to a few podcasts ago. I want people to understand that Mike and I, our concern here really is for helping those people who that were hurt get healing. And when people hold up the person who is at least involved in committing that hurt, it makes it hard for people to get that healing. And this isn't us being against Jeannie. We're against what she's done. We're against ignoring the plight of the victims. I mean, Mike, you said it a few weeks ago. I mean, both of us hope that she finds her way out of this mess, right? That she, reckons with whatever it is that is behind, what's inside of her that causes these kinds of things to happen. Really do. I hope she gets restored. But today, right now, there are people out there who have been hurt that need healing, and this is a part of that process for them, I really believe.
And I do too. And to close this out, if I'm wrong, if we are wrong, and Jeannie has come forward and confessed these sins to the people that she hurt, maybe she just lost my phone number. I don't know, but pretty easy to find. But I'm one of them. I'm one of those people, and I know a lot of I know a lot of them, and to my knowledge, she hasn't reached out to any of them. So supposedly she went through an Assemblies of God restoration process, which includes coming clean with your sin and then going to those people and making, reconciling with them. And to my knowledge, Doug Clay, she's not done that. So, hey, Mr. Assemblies of God, listen, she's not done that. So then, but you gave her papers back. Apparently, I heard that. I don't know if you did, but apparently she's restored. So why is she restored when she has not come clean? So I'm just asking that question. So this is Mike Donahue and Brian May with our 5 minutes. It went a little longer. It's probably gonna go longer. So maybe we should call this
Groomed in
Groomed in
5-ish.
10. groomed in 5-ish. All right. So thanks everybody. Brian, get last closing thing.
All right, just thanks everybody. Be safe out there.